Hi, I'm Sharelle Muzic. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to do another lyric breakdown, and this time it'll be of my song Hidden. So, the background to my song Hidden is that it was one of the first songs that I wrote for my album, Waves XOXO. And in regards to the context, the situation I was conveying was that there's two people who are having a fling or something along those lines, and one person is really into it, and it appears that the other person isn't as into it. They're enjoying it for their benefit, but don't want anything more from the fling. They don't want it to become a relationship, and the protagonist is asking, how long are we going to keep doing this? How long are we going to keep playing those games? Regarding the beat, this is one of the up-tempo songs on the album, which is probably a mid-tempo. In general, I just love slow songs. I love singing slow songs and making slow songs. But for this one, I decided to increase the beat and up the tempo as much as I could without getting too crazy. And I remember it started as a tun 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 tun, and I started from there, and I went from making the sound to playing it in the app that I was using on the keyboard, and that's how the song started. So the song starts with the lyrics: meeting at the movies, spending time in the park. And I go, meeting at the movies, spending time in the park. And I'm doing two things. I'm setting the scene that I'm spending time with this person. We're doing really safe activities, safe in terms of they don't have to include anyone else. It's just he and I, and we're doing these things together. So that's, setting the scene. In terms of the vocal, you'll notice I'll use this pattern of going, I'm sliding up the scale for spending time in the park. And, you're wondering, why am I going up then back down? But it's to show, like, my emotions are going up and down just thinking about it. And then we go kissing in secret, love hidden in the dark. So that kissing in secret, when I was singing it, I was in my studio and I was trying to think of the emotions I was trying to portray for that. It's like I'm trying to sing it in an innocent way that kind of reminds me of the way Corinne Bailey Rae would sing her songs, because she just seems so pure and innocent. She hasn't been tainted by this world. I know, like ethereal. And so I'm like, kissing in secret, like an innocent thing. But it's like, why is it secret? And then I bring back that technique of love hidden in the dark. So then it makes more sense that I'm going up the scale, but then I'm coming back down because I'm preparing for the fact that our love, I say love, is like, I know it's not really love. It's just, a fling, but I say love because that makes more sense in the protagonist's mind. They're thinking it's building on something, and it's hidden in the dark. And that's actually the only time I say the word hidden in the track, but I thought that would be the perfect title for it because it explains the whole situation. And then we get to the chorus, which is, how long can we keep this going? No, it's not going far. And it's saying, how long are we gonna keep doing this, keep meeting in secret, keep, doing these activities that are leading to nothing since we know it's not going anywhere. Like, how long are we going to do this? And it's, how long can we keep this going? Playing games with our hearts. And it's, asking him, how long are we going to keep playing with our emotions? When I was writing it, I wrote, playing with our hearts, but in reality, it's just her heart. It's just my heart that's being played with, not his. But it's just that idea of wanting to think that both people have that emotional tie when deep down me realizes it's probably one-sided. Second verse starts, you say you're not ready. You say it isn't me. That same pattern of sliding up and down because it's like, you have that false hope. Well, you say, you're saying the reason why this isn't going farther is because you're not ready. You're saying it's not my fault. I'm not the problem. It's things you got going on. And I raise it up and say, you say it isn't me. Because she's hoping against hope, like, well, he's saying that I'm not the problem. So that means, maybe one day if he changes his mind, he'll feel the same way. Who hasn't been there before? The next section I talk about, rather keep your options open with anyone that's free. And that's the, protagonist finally starting to come to a realization that these conversations we're having, this time we're spending together, it's not because he's waiting until he's ready. It's because he doesn't want to mess up his chances of playing around with multiple people. If someone thinks you have something with one person, then most people won't talk to you. If they're like, okay, well, you have something going on, I'll leave you alone. And he's, just trying to keep his options open and, play the field and have as many people involved as possible. And then in the background, you'll hear me say in a dejected type of way, like, because it's all becoming, obvious to me now. I've heard that before. And that's saying, I've heard these stories before. I've heard these excuses before. It's always some reason or another that we can't move forward in this. This just happens to be the line I'm hearing today because whether it's that line specifically or just a line in general, there's always a reason when someone doesn't want you. And then we go into the chorus again, which I explained, like, you're setting the stage, you're getting me worked up emotionally, but it's not going anywhere. How long are you going to keep stringing me along emotionally? In the next verse, which in a typical song structure would be the bridge, but I added an extra verse in this song. So in this verse, I say, because I'm realizing what's going on, there is a difference between private and clandestine. And then I'm like, I'm starting to face myself in the mirror like, hey, you're saying this person's dragged you along emotionally, but don't you realize there's some people, and I think I'm one of those people, I don't like to put my business all over social media. I like to have certain things to myself. But It's one thing to keep something between you and your partner because you don't want everyone into your business versus keeping something a secret, which is clandestine, keeping things secretive. And on that line, I purposely mispronounced the word clandestine because it helps me with the rhyme later on. So I say clandestine. Yeah. And next I go, we both know why this is a public. Why no one knows we've crossed the line. And that's saying you and I both know what's going on. There's several things at play for why we're not making whatever it is we have public. There are reasons why we're keeping it to ourselves. We can say it's because I want to wait until I'm ready or wait until the circumstance is right, but we're keeping it to ourselves because we know it's not going far. So what's the point in making it public if it's not going to be a real relationship? So that's what that's about. And then I have the chorus again that reiterates that point. And now it's like we both know what's going on. So why are we playing games even more so if we both know there's no reason to keep this going, given that we both know we're hiding it for a reason? And next, I go into my bridge. And that's when I'm finally facing myself, I'm facing the situation, and I'm thinking, okay, I've got this figured out. I'm going to start making some better decisions, right? And so it's saying, since I can't have you, I purposely go up because it's like flutter in my voice, kind of realizing that what I want isn't going to happen. And then I go, I try to go it alone. And it's saying, I realize this isn't going to work out. So instead of jumping into another rebound situation that probably won't go anywhere, I'd rather just kind of sit in this space by myself and accept defeat. That's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. But then, because life is life and people are people, I go, till I'm alone in your arms, plans gone astray, completely disarmed. So it's like, you got me, you got me again. I was thinking I was just gonna sit here in this space and accept that it's not working out and deal with the grief of that, even though it wasn't a relationship. I think when things don't work out, you need to deal with the grief of it. And that's what I was going to try to do. But then all of a sudden you come back around. I say I'm going to go it alone. But then I end up alone with you, staying secretive in your arms. All my plans, all my ideas about what I was going to do, they've just gone out the window. They've gone astray. And I'm completely disarmed because you've, charmed your way back into my life again. And then I end the song with the chorus that I do. I repeat it twice. How long can we keep this going? And, towards the end of the song, I'm like, what are we doing? Why are we wasting each other's time, essentially? But that protagonist, I think deep down and, in the moment it was happening, she was thinking, maybe if I present all this information to him, he may finally change his mind. And so you'll hear before the song ends, I'll do an ad lib and I'll say, last chance, put it all on the line. So I was doing a lot of things. It's saying, okay, I've told you everything. I've told you what I tried to do to get away from you. I told you that no matter what I do, I still end up back in your arms because you come back around. This is your last chance to get it right, to show me that you care, to show me that we won't be hitting anymore, you know? And, she's hoping against hope that he'll change his mind. But of course, that didn't happen. That doesn't happen. And in terms of the vocal, I try not to do too many runs, unless it's necessary or unless it's conveying an emotion. I want my music to be more expressive rather than trying to be impressive. But I do that last chance, put it all on the line. Let's say, like, I'm just kind of spilling out my heart, and it sounds like line. Like I'm telling you everything that I can say. I'm here in this moment, hoping you'll feel the same way. And then I, repeat the end of the chorus. Playing games with our hearts. And then she's still left in the same place that she started, heart still torn. So that was Hidden. I really enjoyed discussing that, talking about how sometimes people will, make you think there's a chance, but there's no chance, and they end up just letting you down. But at least you get a good song out of it. So, well, I really enjoyed doing this song lyric breakdown with you for Hidden. Be sure to check out the original track and let me know what you think about it. And if you have a favorite lyric from the song, just let me know. Well, I really enjoyed this, and until next time, XOXO.